Importing, receiving parcels into Great Britain from other countries, including countries from the European Union by post or courier. There are customs and tax rules you must follow when you buy or receive parcels from the EU, importing, sell or send parcels to customers or businesses in the EU, exporting. This recorded webinar will focus on importing parcels from other countries, including countries from the European Union, referred to as the EU throughout this webinar. This webinar does not cover the different rules for receiving goods in parcels from the EU into Northern Ireland. There is a slide at the end of this webinar that will show useful links to further help and support. Here's what we'll be covering during this recorded webinar. Import declarations, importing, receiving parcels by post, receiving parcels, courier or fast parcel operators, customs duty and VAT on imported goods, paying customs charges, claiming preferential tariffs on imports, delayed declarations, intermediaries, help and support. Import declarations. Import declarations are required for all parcels that move into Great Britain from other countries, including countries from the EU. This means you may have to pay import duty when your goods arrive in Great Britain, other taxes such as VAT, your courier's administration costs. If you don't have an EORI number, you can apply for one on gov.uk. It takes less than 10 minutes to apply. EORI holders also need to subscribe for the Customs Declaration Service. To subscribe, please visit gov.uk. If you are importing products like high-risk food not of animal origin in amounts exceeding 30 kilograms and low-risk plants and plant products, you will need licenses and certificates for them. Sending animal or plant products in the post or by courier could cause a biosecurity risk. Physical sanitary and phytosanitary or SPS checks for products of animal origin, POAO, certain animal byproducts, ABP, and high-risk food not of animal origin, HRFNAO, are currently delayed, so no SPS controls are in place for parcel imports of these products. Pre-notification requirements and documentary checks, including phytosanitary certificates, will be required for low-risk plants and plant products. If you are bringing in goods in parcels, products or stock from anywhere outside Great Britain, including the EU, to sell or use in your business, you're importing them. This includes when you receive them by post or courier. An import declaration is a document used to declare the value and contents of what you're bringing into Great Britain. They're also necessary for security, as certain goods require special licenses or permits. It's used by customs authorities like HMRC in the country where the goods in parcels are being received to ensure the parcels are accurately described and that you pay the correct taxes and duties. Before you import any goods in parcels or packages, they would need to go through the customs clearance process. It's important that your import declaration is accurate to avoid unnecessary delays crossing the border. The type of declaration you need to complete will vary depending on whether you're receiving your parcel using a postal operator or courier such as Royal Mail or Parcel Force, and on the value of your parcel. You will also need to make an import declaration to HMRC before receiving your goods in parcels if they are controlled goods, including products of plant or animal origin and some medical products worth £900 or more. A list of controlled goods is on gov.uk. Importing. If you buy non-excise goods from abroad, including from the EU, and they are shipped in a consignment valued up to £135, no customs duty will be due and VAT will be chargeable at the point of sale instead of at the point of importation. We'll cover this in more detail later. For goods received from the EU by post or courier, you'll normally need to pay any customs duty or VAT due before they can be delivered to you. This is generally worked out from the declaration that the sender or exporter will attach to the outside of the parcel. These rules now apply to all goods in parcels you import into Great Britain from the EU. This section will look at what you need to do if you're receiving goods in parcels from the EU into Great Britain by post. If you are receiving goods in parcels by post from the EU, the sender or exporter must declare the parcels by filling in forms CN22 or CN23. Form CN22 or 23 is a customs declaration for this type of movement. Form CN22 is specifically intended for items such as small packets where the physical space on the item can be limited. Form CN23 can be used for post items with a value greater than £270. After providing details on the relevant form about the parcel's contents or package that's being posted, the sender must then attach the form to the outside of the package. Senders can get further advice from their own post offices. If no declaration is made, or if it is inaccurate, the package may be delayed or in some cases returned to the sender, exporter. Receiving parcels by courier, fast parcel operator. If you are sending goods using international couriers, you won't need to complete forms CN22 or CN23 because they will submit this for you. In this instance, you will need to supply a commercial invoice. UK Customs uses the invoice to confirm that the parcels or packages are a true and legal import. It usually contains the following information: sellers and buyers information, quantity and description of goods, value of the goods including packing, freight costs. These are the costs your courier, postal company or fast parcel operator have paid for carriage and supply. Insurance costs. These are the costs your courier, post company or fast parcel operator have paid to cover loss, damage or delays to your item. Please sign the invoice when you're happy all the details are correct. You can find more information about freight and insurance costs in our Incoterms procedures on gov.uk. It could also show the purchase order number or reason for import, such as samples, the tariff number you've chosen for the import, import license details, origin of goods. Customs duty and VAT on imported goods. If you're receiving goods in parcels by post or courier from the EU, you normally need to pay duty and VAT when your goods arrive in Great Britain. This includes products you buy online and anything you buy abroad and have sent back to the UK. Most goods arriving in Great Britain are liable to any or all of the following taxes: customs duty, excise duty, VAT. These must usually be paid whether the goods are new or used, including antiques, the goods are for private use or resale. You will be charged customs duty on all parcels sent from outside Great Britain if they are excise goods like wine or tobacco, worth £135.01 or more. No customs duty is due on goods with an intrinsic value of £135 or less, except where the consignment includes excisable goods. £135 doesn't attract customs duty, but £135 and a penny and above does. Intrinsic value is the value of the goods without postage and packaging, where these can be identified. For example, value of goods is £135 plus £3 postage and packaging. This can be relieved of customs duty as the goods can be separated from the postage, and the value is £135 or less for customs duty purposes. However, a value of £139.99, including postage and packaging and delivery, cannot be separated out, so is above the limit and therefore customs duty is due. If you are charged customs duty, you will need to pay it on both the price paid for the goods in your parcel, postage, packaging and insurance. If the parcels you're importing originate in the EU, you may not need to pay any customs duty. We'll cover this in more detail later. For excise products, such as alcohol or tobacco, you pay customs duty on all parcels regardless of their value. If you've been sent excise goods in parcels from outside Great Britain, you will need to pay the appropriate duty at the current rate. Excise duties are in place for beer, wine, cider, spirits, tobacco products, fuel. Duty is applied to all excise goods in parcels, regardless of whether they're goods used for business purposes or personal purchases or gifts. If you're a business that receives large amounts in alcohol or tobacco, you can use the Trade Tariff tool on gov.uk to check duty rates. VAT is generally due on all goods imported into Great Britain from the EU and the rest of the world. Low Value Consignment Relief (LVCR), which relieved import VAT on consignments valued up to £15, has been removed in Great Britain for goods imported from outside GB. Overseas goods sold in consignments valued up to £135 to customers in Great Britain are now subject to UK VAT at the point of sale instead of import VAT at the border. The £135 limit applies to the total value of the consignment, not the value of individual items in the consignment. Sellers selling directly to customers, known as business to customer or B2C, should charge UK VAT at the point of sale. They should register for VAT in the UK with HMRC and account for the VAT due on their UK VAT return. Where an online marketplace facilitates the sale, the online marketplace is responsible for charging, registering, and accounting for the VAT instead of the seller. If you buy such goods and you're not registered for VAT in the UK, you will be charged VAT by the seller. Where the sale is to a VAT registered business, known as business to business or B2B, and they provide their valid UK VAT registration number, the seller or online marketplace should not charge VAT at the point of sale. Instead, the VAT registered business must account for VAT on their VAT return using a reverse charge for imports into Great Britain. Where the reverse charge applies, the VAT registered business is treated as both the supplier and the customer. They should charge themselves the VAT and then claim this back as input tax on the same VAT return subject to the normal recovery rules. If you buy such goods and you're registered for VAT in the UK, you will therefore be required to account for VAT using the reverse charge. The general rules for supplies of goods in consignments valued up to £135 don't apply to consignments containing any excise goods, such as alcohol, tobacco products. These goods are subject to the existing rules for consignments valued above £135, which are subject to import VAT at the border instead of VAT at the point of sale. If you buy excise goods or import non-commercial consignments, you may therefore be required to account for import VAT at the point of importation. We'll cover this in more detail later. You may apply to use the Bulk Import Reduced Data Set, or BIRDS, to declare 2 or more low-value goods in parcels in a single import declaration when you import parcels to Great Britain. More information is available on gov.uk. Goods in consignments valued above £135 are subject to import VAT at the point of importation into Great Britain. If the goods you have bought from the EU are imported in a consignment valued above £135, you will have to account for VAT when your goods arrive in Great Britain. The value of the goods for import VAT is based on the basic value of the goods, postage, packing and insurance, any import, customs or excise duties charged. If you're receiving a parcel from abroad by Royal Mail, you'll need to fill in an import declaration before your parcel arrives. This is Gemma from Manchester. She bought some dresses from Italy to sell in her shop in Manchester and paid £950, not including VAT. Now the UK has left the EU, Gemma has to fill in an import declaration for every parcel she receives in Great Britain from the EU. For this, she needs an Economic Operator's Registration and Identification Number, known as an EORI number, which she gets through gov.uk. A few days later, a card arrived from Royal Mail letting Gemma know that she had to pay customs charges. The card told her how much and the different ways she could pay. Customs duty applies on goods that originate from the EU and are valued at more than £135. Gemma paid all the charges online, chose a suitable delivery date, and Royal Mail delivered her dresses. Check what you need to do before you buy on gov.uk and search for goods sent from abroad. If you are not VAT registered, then you will have the same options to pay any VAT due as you do for customs duties. If you're a UK trader and not registered for UK VAT, you still have to pay the import VAT, except if the goods are in a consignment valued at £135 or less. But you won't be able to claim it back. If you use delayed declarations, you'll pay import VAT when you make your supplementary declaration. You can find out more about delaying declarations on the gov.uk website. If you are VAT registered and you receive goods through the post using Royal Mail Group, including Parcel Force, where they are not acting as a fast parcel operator, you will not be able to account for import VAT on your VAT return. This is because Royal Mail Group do not currently offer this facility. Royal Mail can't provide a tax receipt for customs charges paid. HMRC have confirmed that the customs charge label attached to items that have incurred VAT customs duties is a valid receipt for tax purposes. If you're a VAT registered business and purchase goods for use in your business, you should keep the outer wrapper, including the customs charge label, customs declaration, and invoice from the supplier to support your claim to input tax. If you're VAT registered and use a courier to receive goods in parcels, you must tell them how you want to account for any import VAT due on those goods. The courier can then complete the customs declaration in accordance with your wishes. You'll be able to use postponed VAT accounting to account for any import VAT due on your VAT return. Some fast parcel operators will automatically select this option for you unless you tell them otherwise. If you buy goods from a supplier who arranges for courier or fast parcel operator to import and deliver the products for you. Then you must agree with the supplier how you want to account for import VAT. This is so they can tell the courier to make the appropriate entry on the import declaration. You should keep a written record of what is agreed. Again, some fast parcel operators will automatically select this option for you unless you tell them otherwise. If you need to return your products, or if you think you've been charged too much VAT or customs duty, you can ask for a refund. You will need to complete and submit Form BOR 286 if Royal Mail or Parcel Force delivered the product, Form C 285 if a courier or freight company delivered the product. If the goods are in a consignment valued at £135 or less, you must seek a refund from the overseas seller or online marketplace. Paying customs charges. Royal Mail provides several options for payment, and they will inform you of the options and the amounts payable when they contact you. A postcard or letter is usually delivered to your address, detailing the amount due and the options available for payment. Once payment has been made, the package may be collected from the post office, or if you've paid online or by phone, you can arrange for it to be delivered. If the value of the package is over £900 for Great Britain, or it's for a specific customs regime, including all customs special procedures, you'll need to make an import declaration by completing Customs Declaration Form C88. In order to make an import declaration, you'll be sent Declaration Form C88, also known as a single administrative document. You must complete and return the form to Border Force at the postal depot before your package can be delivered. Please don't send any payment with this form unless asked to do so. If there are any charges due, you'll be required to pay them to Border Force before your goods can be released. Sometimes more information might be needed about your declaration. If this is required, Border Force will send you Form C160 to complete. If you're receiving a parcel containing stock or materials for your business from abroad, and the contents of your parcel are valued at more than £900, the courier who brings it can make the import declaration on your behalf. Adam bought some parts from Germany to repair bikes that he sells in his shop in Glasgow. The price he paid was £1,500, not including VAT. Adam used a courier to deliver the parts. They offered to complete the import declaration for him for a handling fee. They asked Adam for his economic operator's registration and identification number. Adam didn't have one, so he applied online for his free EORI number starting with GB. It took him 10 minutes to apply and he got his number straight away. Adam gave his EORI number to the courier so they could complete the import declaration. The courier will also add their own EORI number to the import declaration. Import VAT applies on delivery because the goods from the EU are valued at more than £135. Adam paid import VAT because the parts are from the EU and cost more than £135. Because they were manufactured in Germany, so made in the EU, Adam didn't have to pay customs duty when he imported them into the UK. The courier company sent Adam an invoice for the charges, including import VAT and their handling fee. He paid the charges and the courier delivered the parts. Check what you need to do before you buy from abroad on gov.uk and search for international trade fast parcel operators. We are aware of a number of scams where criminals claiming to be from Royal Mail or HMRC send text messages asking for payment for a parcel they're holding. Neither HMRC or Royal Mail will ask you for payment by text, so you should ignore these messages. If possible, please forward the suspicious text message to HMRC at 60599. Text messages will be charged at the normal network rate. Claiming preferential tariffs on imports. If your goods originate in the EU or UK, you may be able to claim a tariff preference so that customs duty won't be charged. If you're importing goods in a parcel with a country that has a preferential arrangement, the goods are likely to have a reduced or nil rate of customs duty based on the origin of those goods. To benefit from a tariff preference when importing into Great Britain from the EU, the importer will be required to declare they hold proof that the goods in parcels comply with the rules of origin and have the right documentation. Unless the agreement states you don't need proof of origin, you must prove to HMRC that you can claim a tariff preference for the goods in parcels you're importing. You'll be entitled to claim the tariff preference if you have either a statement on origin that the product is originating made out by the exporter, the importer's knowledge that the product is originating. UK customs officers will use this information to check if the goods in parcels meet the rules of origin. If they do, you'll have no duty to pay. If they don't, you'll need to pay duty. For more information, take a look at our recorded webinar, Rules of Origin, available on HMRC's YouTube channel. Goods in parcels declared to the customs authorities as meeting the rules of origin may be imported without the need for a formal proof of origin. This applies to any goods in parcels valued in total under £1,000, regardless of whether they're imported for business purposes or not. Where the total value of all the goods in parcels exceeds £1,000, you'll need to make sure that the supplier or exporter provides accurate details of the contents. The origin of the products must be attached to the parcel. UK customs officers will use this information to check if the parcels meet the rules of origin as we've just mentioned. These waivers don't apply if the import forms a series of importations that are being made separately to avoid the normal requirements. Delayed declarations. If you're delaying your declarations for goods in parcels imported into the UK from the EU, you only need to include the proof of origin when you make your supplementary declaration. Intermediaries. Businesses like yours might need specialist support to help with importing. For instance, you might decide to use someone who is an expert in customs. These are businesses who can make import or export declarations for you or your business for a fee. As well as couriers or fast parcel operators, intermediaries could be a freight forwarder, a company that helps their clients move cargo globally, including supporting the customs process. A customs agent or broker. These make sure your goods clear through customs. Our webinar, Trader Responsibilities when Using an Intermediary, provides more useful information. We're almost at the end of our webinar. Here is a slide showing useful links, so please take a few moments to take a look. Thanks for watching.